Hey, it's BigNFLFanFreak, and like promised, I am here with the actual predictions for Week 2. The first game being between the Bears and the Packers at the Packers. Packers risking an 0-2 start unless they win this game. My MVP I have for this game as Aaron Rodgers, as I believe he'll have a few touchdowns against the Bears defense. I also believe that the Packers will win the game with a final score of 27-24 in a very close victory over the Chicago Bears. Starting off the Sunday games at 1 o'clock, you have the Chiefs at the Bills, where I believe my MVP shall be Matt Castle, as he'll try to get a couple touchdowns against the Bills defense. I also believe the Chiefs will come out victorious in that game, with a final score of 23-21. The New Orleans Saints and the Panthers also play at 1 o'clock on Sunday, where I believe the MVP will be Drew Brees, as I believe he'll have a few touchdowns against the Panthers defense. I also believe the Saints will win the game with a final score of 28-24. In another 1 o'clock game, the Browns and Bengals face off in a divisional battle, where I believe Andy Dalton will give the MVP for the game. I also believe the Bengals will win the game with a final score of 35-17 over the Browns. Another game on 1 o'clock on Sunday is the Vikings at the Indianapolis Colts, where I have my MVP as Andrew Luck, as he'll try to redeem himself after the embarrassing loss to the Bears with his 4 turnovers in total. I have the winner also as the Colts with a final score of 31-20. In another game at 1 o'clock, we have a division battle between the Jaguars and the Texans, and that is at the Jaguars, where I believe Matt Schaub will get the MVP. See, I believe he'll have a few touchdowns here and there. I also believe the Texans will win the game with a big score of 38-13. In yet another 1 o'clock game, you have the Raiders at the Dolphins, where I have my MVP as Carson Palmer after he had a bad loss last week, as he'll try to redeem himself by getting a few touchdowns against this Dolphins defense. I also have my winner as the Raiders with a final score of 28-23. The Cardinals and Patriots also faced off at 1 o'clock at New England, where I have my MVP as Tom Brady, quarterback at the Patriots. I believe he'll have a few touchdowns against the Cardinals, as he did very well last year against them, and I believe he'll do the same success again this year, as they win with a final score of 42-17. And yet another 1 o'clock game, you have the Buccaneers at the New York Giants, where I have my MVP as the Giants running back Bradshaw. I also have my winner as the Giants, as they beat the Buccaneers with a final score of 27-10. And in the final 1 o'clock game, you have the Ravens at the Eagles, where I believe Ray Rice will get the MVP, as the Ravens win over the Eagles with a final score of 28-17. Starting at 4:05 on Sunday, you have the Dallas Cowboys at the Seattle Seahawks, where I believe my MVP will be Tony Romo, as he redeems himself from that playoff loss many years ago, and wins for the Dallas Cowboys with a final score of 30-20 over the Seattle Seahawks. The Redskins face the Rams also at 4:05 at the Rams, where I believe RG3 will win MVP again this week, as he leads the Redskins to a 27-13 victory over the Rams. On Sunday at 4:25, you have the Jets at the Steelers, where I have my upset game. I believe the Jets will win this game with MVP being, yes, Tim Tebow. I'm going to say it. This is my big full upset score, full upset everything. So I'm thinking Tebow will get a couple touchdowns. I believe the Jets will win the game and then upset over the Steelers with a final score of 28-20. The Titans and Chargers also face off at 4:25, where it's at the Chargers. I believe my MVP should be Antonio Gates. I believe he'll have a few touchdowns, if he returns, that is. I also have my winners as the Chargers, with a final score of 27-16. Sunday night game features the Detroit Lions at the 49ers, where I believe the MVP shall be Randy Moss, as he'll try to fight back against the critics' views of him as a wide receiver, as he'll show that he's not just a possession wide receiver used for only one part of the field. He'll show that he can be used for more aspects than just catching him in the end zone, as I have the 49ers winning 28-21 over the Lions. And the final game in Week 2 is the Broncos at the Atlanta Falcons, in a way flashback Super Bowl rematch, where now with new quarterback Peyton Manning, I believe Peyton Manning will get the MVP here, as he has another successful week. And the Broncos will win the game, a very close game, with a final score of 27-24. That's pretty much it for this segment of the Big NFL Fan Freak Week 2 predictions. I hope you stay tuned for the Week 3 predictions, as we'll have many more videos coming throughout the week. Hope you keep staying tuned, and I hope you keep watching. So thanks for watching this one, and enjoy all the games.